Howdy y'all. Thought I would share a few of the recipes that I've been finding online. And I'll just go ahead and get started here. So I've been looking for salmon recipes specifically, and I found a baked lemon garlic salmon, which sounds really good, and it's got a lemon garlic sauce, and it doesn't really take a long time. And it's full of all the right ingredients: extra virgin olive oil, the salmon, the lemon, oregano, sweet paprika, and of course garlic. And it's not hard to make, and it doesn't take very long, and it looks like a recipe that I certainly could do. And then I found a baked fish with garlic and basil. And it recommends halibut, but you could use, I'm sure, any kind of white fish like cod or, whatever you like. And this also has oregano, coriander, sweet paprika, garlic, basil, and it's talking about the fresh leaves, extra virgin olive oil, lemon, and it's got peppers and shallots and all the right ingredients. And it seems like a pretty straightforward recipe, although you do have to marinate it for a little while. It's no big deal. You just got to think ahead just a little bit. And it seems like a recipe that I would like, so I wrote it down. Now this one is called Greek style baked cod with lemon and garlic. So I'm finding that lemon and garlic are really popular on the fish dishes. This one calls for cod, but I'm sure, like I said, any kind of firm white fish, maybe mahi or halibut or something. And it's again just lemon, olive oil. This has got a little butter in it, coriander, paprika, cumin. So and of course lots of garlic. So I'm thinking that garlic with fish, which I really haven't done a lot of, is going to be something I'm going to be trying in the near future. And this doesn't take long at all. It's got a couple of steps to it. You got to mix things separately, and you've got to batter the fish and lightly fry it. But it's a little bit more entailed, but nothing I can't handle. Then I found one for baked chicken drumsticks that looks really good, and it's got all the right seasonings: oregano, coriander, cumin, and of course garlic. And it's got a whole head of garlic, about 12 cloves. So I think that the chicken drumsticks will be probably a favorite, and they're very reasonable. When you buy chicken, the drumsticks are always very reasonable. Then, okay, I got a little bit brave because I looked up the recipes for shawarma and falafel. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing shawarma and falafel. But this was called an easy chicken shawarma, and you don't have to have any special equipment. You just have to have a nice hot oven. There are two spices in this recipe that I cannot find. Again, sorry for my pronunciation, Aleppo, Aleppo, Aleppo pepper flakes, and ground sumac, which I've never heard of either of those seasonings. And in fact, the only time I've ever heard the word sumac, it was referring to a poisonous plant like poison ivy, poison sumac. So I've certainly never heard of that. I'm sure I would remember. And I don't know what Aleppo pepper flakes are. But if I can find these ingredients, I am going to use them to make an easy chicken shawarma. And so you just make the chicken in a hot oven, and it tells you exactly how to do it. And you just serve it with pita bread and fresh herbs and plain yogurt. You just make those little pita pocket sandwiches, or just eat it with pita bread. So that looks really interesting, and if I can find the right spices or good substitutions for those spices, I'm going to make the chicken shawarma. Now falafel, this is the most straightforward recipe I could find for falafel that had like ingredients that I was able to get, because after this one I thought, oh, this is going to be great, you know, and I wrote down everything, and then I cannot find those spices, so I'm going to keep that in mind when choosing recipes from now on. And this seemed to be the most easy, straightforward recipe for falafel that I have found online. And apparently it's just little like balls of chickpea flour dough, and you kind of just lightly fry them. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I haven't found chickpea flour yet, but that doesn't mean it's not available. I just haven't found it yet. I wasn't specifically looking for chickpea flour last time I was there. So lots of the recipes call to be accompanied by tahini sauce or tzatziki sauce. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. I do not know how to say these things. So the tahini sauce is using the roasted sesame seed paste called tahini, and garlic and lemon juice and olive oil, and like salt and pepper, and that's it. So that seems pretty straightforward and easy to do. And the tzatziki sauce, a little bit more entailed, but not much. It's just some cucumber, some salt and garlic and vinegar, some extra virgin olive oil, and Greek yogurt and white pepper. That's it. So I think I could make this and just substitute plain whole milk yogurt for the Greek, because I'm allergic to Greek yogurt, unfortunately. Okay, so now we're moving on to these oily fish. I am trying to learn how to like oily fish, and it's not something that's going to be easy for me. So I looked and looked and looked for recipes for sardines. This is the only one that kind of stood out, and only if it was prepared with like fresh from frozen, because I could never get fresh sardines here. We're totally landlocked. There's no way I'm getting fresh sardines in Arkansas. But maybe frozen ones, or I see canned ones all the time. So I chose this recipe because I thought maybe it would be okay because it's got so much going on with the fish. Maybe it will mask the fish a little bit. I'm trying not to have that attitude where I already don't like that fish, because I haven't really tried it. But yeah, so this is a baked stuffed sardines. And it's just, you know, onions and garlic and tomato and lemon juice and olive oil, you know. And then you just kind of stuff the sardines and bake them with some herbs and spices and lemon juice. That's how it's supposed to be served. So that's a maybe on the trying of the sardines. This one looks great. My husband and I both kind of perked up when we saw this recipe, because it's something that we would definitely like. So this is sheet pan pecan crusted salmon. And in the original recipe, it had you preparing Brussels sprouts alongside the salmon, but I just got the salmon part because my husband doesn't like Brussels sprouts, so I will probably prepare something different than that when I make this dish. I might do some little, I don't know, potatoes or whole grain rice, brown rice or something. But this looked pretty good and pretty easy. It's a sheet pan recipe, which I always like. You know, you just put full on the sheet pan. It's quick, easy cleanup. And this is the last one that I found, which also just sounded really good. Grilled shrimp salad with fresh dill dressing. And I like dill, especially with seafood. And this looked pretty easy, straightforward. Maybe, you know, like a Tuesday night supper. Just a salad with some shrimp on it. And it sounded really good. So I got this one. And I'm still looking at recipes. And as I go, I'm writing down any ingredients that I know I don't have or I'm unfamiliar with. So that, so far, if I were to go and purchase everything on this list, I would be able to make every one of these recipes. So I'm definitely going to have to make a shopping list, get in some Mediterranean staples, which I've already started doing, but make a shopping list for whatever recipes I'm wanting to try. So I definitely do want to experiment with the more Middle Eastern or Mediterranean dishes like the shawarma, the falafel, the tzatziki sauce, all of those things, and the hummus, homemade hummus, I think will be really good. So I'm looking forward to trying these new things and trying new tastes, and I'm starting to get a few of these type ingredients in the house and starting to try to cook in this way. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, y'all be sweet.